Did you lose out on an opportunity with Kevin Hart over an old tweet?
Yes.
What did you tweet?
How you know about that?
We know about everything.
I don't think I've ever talked about that. Yeah, I did.
God,
So what it was Heartbeat Productions was doing some project where they were getting all these comedians together, and it's crazy because this happened like right around the time where was it the Oscars or something he was supposed to host, and those tweets. I want to say this was maybe a few months after that, and they reached out to me, and it was something that they were supposed to be doing with a group of comedians where they was putting us all together, and I never really got the full details of what it was exactly we were supposed to be doing. And I remember the guy that I was talking to that was booking for it, we were going back and forth. He was like, hey, we'll have the contract ready for you Tuesday. And then Tuesday came, and I didn't hear nothing. So Wednesday came. Now, I needed this money at the time. They was talking about, I think it was about $7,500. I needed that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I called again. I was like, what's going on with the 75? Y'all got the contract? And he was like, man, we did a social media, swipe. Yeah, and we came across some tweets from 2013 that
Man, that was 11, 12 years ago.
I wasn't even no comedian at that point.
Right.
So they was like, they said that the tweets were potentially homophobic, but they weren't homophobic. What happened was it was a dude on Twitter. It used to be this app they used to have way back then around that time, 2011, 2012. And it was an app called Ask Me. And people could ask you questions anonymously. You wouldn't know who it was. And it was a homosexual guy asked me a question, and I was like, I'm not with that.
Right.
And maybe the way I worded it wasn't politically correct, but I didn't say anything like bad about about the community, because I had nothing bad to say about them. Like, they come to my shows, I include them in the shows. Like, I got gay people in my family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, that was the tweet. So I went and I found the tweet, and I had to go through this whole thing of, showing that I wasn't that, and they passed up on me, and they asked me, did I know any other comedians in Chicago that I could recommend?
No, I don't.
For this project. No, I didn't do that. I did not do that. No. I sent them, at the time I was working with this comedian named Katie Wilson, and she was from Chicago, and I recommended her.
Right.
And they ended up picking her up for the project, and she went and did it.
Did she break you off a little something?
No.
For recommendation?
No.
Finder's fee?
No.
Damn.
She gave me nothing. But it's okay. I didn't want nothing. You know what? The fact that I was able to help her get something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Was okay. And I'm one of those people that believe what's for me is for me.
Absolutely.
And that,
that wasn't for you.
That wasn't for me.
Right.
That wasn't for me. I don't even think I had ever seen that project even come out.
Right.
Into being anything, you know what I'm saying? So I think I know they still got paid, but.
Have you since scrubbed your social media, anything? Have you gone back and looked at some slack? But damn,
no, after that I did. Bro, after that, let me tell you something. Once I learned how to do it, especially on Twitter, once I learned how to, look up stuff, you type in keywords with your name, and, you just see stuff that come up. And it wasn't a lot that I had to take down, but it was stuff that, at that moment, I was like, I don't never want this to happen again because of something that I said or I tweeted.
When I don't know how old you are now, Mo, but I'm saying I said something in my early 20s or when I was a teenager.
Yes.
And they're holding it against me now, but that's what they say. I mean.
And I think that the tweet that they were talking about, I was 23 years old.
Damn.
So I didn't, at that time, I'm telling you, it's changed so much.
Yeah.
At that time, it was fine. I didn't say nothing wrong, you know what I'm saying? But I think they were trying to be so careful.
Right.
About it, where they was like, and then Kevin had just had that situation. So, Heartbeat is his company. And I just think they were just trying to avoid anything that was going to, bring that back up.
You also had the opportunity, you toured with Martin Lawrence. Yeah. What was that experience like?
Martin, a real OG. You know what I'm saying? Martin is one of those ones that's kind of, he knows who he is. Mm-hmm. He knows what he's done. So it don't matter how good you are, who you think you are, when you come up on this show, you can go and destroy it. And when you come back, Martin gonna be back there clapping for you. Congratulations. I love to see what you're doing. He gonna go up there and do his thing. He's called me for different projects. I mean, and it really, Martin, one of my all-time, favorite comedians. So I remember we was doing a show in Milwaukee and he had a joke and he went one way with it. And I'm like, it might be funny if he said this. And I'm like, I'm gonna tell him. And I seen him and I was like, hey, OG, I think, the joke you say that? He like, yeah. I was like, man, if you say this, I think it'll hit harder. And the next show we did, we was in Milwaukee and he did it. He did what I had suggested. And I remember I went up to his dressing room and he was like, Mojo, I did your joke. And I was like, how'd it do? And he was like, it hit. And after that, every time I seen him, he was doing that. So he not one of them dudes that
I'm up here and then somebody, you can't tell me, bro. How you gonna tell me?
No, Martin, he respects the younger generation of comedians that's coming up. He respects, the perspective that we have, and it's like, hey, if you say this gonna work right now, I'm gonna do that. So, no, Martin Lawrence is the truth, bro.
I did a project with him, and he was real quiet. He didn't do a whole lot of talking. He's like, hey, when I came in, I went to his dressing and they said, well, Martin here. And so I stopped by, I said, what up, Martin? So forth and so on. He's like, hey, how you doing, Sharpe? Congratulations on all your success, blah, blah, blah. And he's really quiet.
Yeah.
He's really quiet. He ain't really do a whole lot of talking.
Yeah.
But to see him when it's like they say, action.
Yeah.
He go.
And
I mean, he go from he here, and get to right here, and then he back to right.
He right back there. Yeah, it ain't. He not up here all day.
Nope.
People would think that he is, but no. Martin real cool.
He is.
He real chill. He not. Yeah, he Martin. I mean, that was one of the meeting him was dope, and how kind he was to my family, to my daughter. Man, Martin one of them ones.
Are there any similarities to way Martin conducts his show to where compared to how Mike does his?
Yeah, it's two totally different shows. Mike
up here all the time.
Bro, Mike, who y'all see Mike Epps is in that movie, in the movies?
That's him.
That's Mike.
That's him.
On a regular Tuesday.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it is.
I done talked to Mike on the phone, and it's the same. We talk on the phone.
Animated it.
Yeah, that's just who he is. It ain't, when he get on stage, the man is not doing jokes. He talking.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And he's just funny. Where Martin is, it's a little bit more, structure. Martin is up there really trying to, he's really doing his material. Right. And then Martin has a way shorter show. 7 people ain't going up for Martin.
Yeah.
You might get 2 or 3. Yeah. Mike, get as many of,
he's trying to put as many young people
as he
on.
could. Yeah. You got to think on the We Them Ones is me, DC, Carlos, Chico. And then they got Nav Green, and they got who else? Judge Niche, Jay Ski. I mean, it's
about 8 or 9 of you guys.
It's a bunch of us. You know what I'm saying? And he go after all of us. So
right.
Yeah, it's 2 totally different vibes.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because we like to do something before 2 something.